Hello YouTubers, welcome to another video. In this video I have a measuring device to show, and also to do a bit of sharing and maybe some review, initial review, not a real world review because I just got the thing. This is a state in the on the facial panel itself is a dual display LCR meter, and it's from a brand called Escort. I don't think let's take out the fancy crocodile clip. I don't think this company exists anymore. Maybe was bought over by another company, and the model is ELC-131D. Looking at the exterior of the unit itself, it has several buttons here. More buttons is better for me because I like buttons. More value for the money actually. And there's some insertion socket here for you to put a component. You want to do a quick test. You want to test 1,000 or 2,000 or 1 million capacitors, inductors or resistance. It will make your life easy. And it has a crocodile clip probing socket, and power supply here, DC 12 volt center positive, which I don't have currently. I'm using this with battery. And on the back we have some the usual information such as the serial number, and I'm gonna predict, or I'm gonna try to decipher this. Couldn't be made in 2020 because now it's only 2019. Probably the last digit of the serial number tells me it's probably was made in 1998. Yeah, 21 years ago. Yeah, very good looking for a 20-year-old measuring device. No significant scratches, mostly on the display. This thing gets scratched easily, and most of all the on the control panel itself, very clean. Is this is the state that I got it. No box, no manual. I downloaded the manual. It's very confusing. It's yeah. So I hope someone will watch this video or come across this video and one up me in terms of the presentation of this unit itself. So I'm challenging ELC-131D owner out there to do a better video than me, so that I can learn something from it, because I'm a video guy. I absorb knowledge better through video instead of reading. Reading should be the way, but not for in my case. I don't have time to do that. So yeah, the exterior feel is very good, very convincing. It instills some confidence to the user, and it's very heavy. I'm not sure how heavy it is. More heavy than this, many times heavier than this. This is very light. I'm gonna talk about this later on, and in a comparison opinion. Yeah. On the back it has this very, let me focus the camera, a very thick, stiff, strong tilting bale where you can put it just like that. Very nice, very steady, and that sort of thing. It was sold in Europe, I believe, from the sticker here. Before it got through maybe one or two hands before it came into my possession. So it's from it was sold by NBN Electronic of Germany. It's quite famous, this company actually. I've researched some 80s 90s measuring kit or measuring devices, and this name kept popping out. So they are like the once upon a time the famous seller of maybe they are still in business, I'm not sure. So yeah, and what more, we're gonna go through measuring some device here, or some component that I can put up on the table in a short notice. So I think two of these component is not maybe it's not in the jurisdiction of the measuring device itself, such as the transformer, the guitar pickup, and Yeah, another pickup. I don't think these three are in the jurisdiction of the LCR meter itself. So I should have take one more. Okay, let me take a capacitor. Yeah, bag of capacitor. So we need to complete the requirement of the tester itself. So we're gonna proceed by measuring already 5 minutes. So been talking too long, then longer than I should. So we're gonna try to do it as fast as I could. Turn on the unit, check the focus so the viewer can see, and forgive me of the glare. So we're gonna go into by the way, this is the selector of the or the mode itself, whereby you can let me. This is the selector. Now it's in capacitance, resistance, and L for inductance. So we're going to go into capacitance and refocus the camera. Quite a bit of multitasking here. And measure the so it's quite slow actually, so I'm not sure what happened. I noticed there's some looseness in the connector itself, so it's showing a 9.2 small n big F nanofarad with a D readout. This D and this Q, I'm not sure is for what. Q could be for frequency resonance, D may be diameter, I'm just guessing, you see. So the value itself is for on the capacitor is 10 nanofarads. It's more or less within the tolerance, maybe 10-20% over and under the tolerance. So it's a pass. And let's go through another capacitor. Not sure what happened there. Okay, definitely some looseness or dry joint in there. So it's showing a 45 nanofarad. There's a frequency selection there. Let's press that, whether it changes the value in some way or another. Let's hold it in a manner that the looseness is gone. No wonder. Okay, I couldn't see just now. I was behind the camera. Okay, let's do again. 1 kilohertz, 45.7 nanofarad, 120. Not much difference. Could be this hertz or frequency emitting out applies for maybe some other stuff. And the capacitor itself is 47 nanofarad, so it's more or less also within the tolerance as well. Let's go to resistor. We double check the camera. This is part of octopus circuit that I jury rigged a few weeks ago, so forgive the crudeness. And before that, let's go to resistance mode and just randomly crock or any resistor. So it's showing 98 ohms at 1 kilohertz. What about 120 hertz? More or less the same, so not much difference there. So this is I think 100 ohms resistor, so I do not use oddball value. I just use round figure value, so there is tolerance there. Let's go to transformer. Now transformer, I know is more or less a coil wound or winded on around something, and it has definitely has some resistance values, but we're gonna look through the conductance this is, I shouldn't be pressing this, because that would make the auto display disappear. So auto is the best option or the best function for everyone in the world. If you don't know anything, press auto. If you're unsure, press auto. If you like forget, press auto. Yeah. So we're gonna go into L. It's already in L, and we're gonna measure the secondary part of the transformer. Let's see what it says. So it's showing 135 mH. M, is it? M stands for milli, I think. Milli, or not micro, millifarad. Let's change the frequency. So the value also changes in according to the frequency, and there's a Q readout there. Let's put it to D, showing something also. Yeah, very good. And yeah, before we move to the next component, let's check the resistance of the transformer itself. Yeah, there is some resistance there, and yeah, this transformer I know is good because it's part of the octopus circuit itself that I put up together a few weeks ago. So I'm not going to measure the primary. Let's go into guitar pickups. Now this I can explain a bit more than the rest because I repair guitars. Hopefully I can explain to the up to a satisfactory presentation. Yeah. Now a guitar pickup consists of a naked wire that is wrapped or winded around a bobbin. Such, for instance, this one, the bobbin is this chassis itself. Now that winding will result in resistance. Will result in a compounded resistance value. So there is a value to measure, and the coil itself, the way it's wrapped around, how close they are together, how far apart, how tight, or how loose they are, will also result in an inductance value. So we have two properties in a guitar pickups. I'm not sure. I'm sure there's more, but we're gonna measure these two important properties. So yeah, let's go into resistance. We already in resistance. Forgive my English. My English is not my mother tongue. So it's showing 30K, which is unbelievable. I've double checked this with my multimeter, and this is more like it, 4.4K, which correspond or in line with my multimeter. So I know now that I shouldn't be touching the or I should just set it to 100 hertz. Should I come across components such as this in this nature? So yeah, and let's go to the inductance. See the energy storage of this pickup is showing 1.8 Henry at 1 kilohertz. Let's play with the frequency. More or less a bit high, so let's play with the D. Yeah, it's showing there. My apology, I cannot explain what is D or what is Q. Perhaps in a future video I will go through this measuring device more thoroughly. So yeah, I won't be measuring that humbucker. Is going to be more or less the same characteristics. So what more can I tell you? The battery itself is you have to like unfasten this 3 screw in order to access to the or change the battery. It's quite a hassle, but actually it's not actually. You just need to do it when the battery is low. So it's not a frequent job to do. Yeah, and the controls on the panel itself, this is a no-go territory for me, because if I press this, the auto button is off. For now, I like it to be to remain there, and this is the mode. This is the toll. I don't think maybe this you can use this to pay toll with touch and go. Can be a smart tag also. Rel, I think is relative. Calibrate. This button, yeah, as you've seen earlier, deals with two different frequency. D and Q, I'm not sure. DH, max, min, AVG, maybe this thing is equipped with AVG antivirus software or those kind of thing. And the power button itself. So when you turn it on, yeah, you can see whatever the fullness there. And now, why did I buy this? Number one, of course, it's very cheap, and yeah, I couldn't resist it. A good offer. Number two is I need something that I can force, or should I say, something that I am in control. For example, you've seen this very cheap all-rounder tester, but in some way it couldn't display what I want. Let me demonstrate. By measuring this guitar pickup. It's very easy to use this ESR or those a lot of Chinese one button operation tester. Those are quite convenient, I have to admit, but in my situation I need to know more if I need a secondary characteristic measurement, this and those A328, something like that, those kind of $10-20 tester, all-rounder tester is not good for, doesn't do the job. So this is one button operation is very good. So it's showing let me yeah, the glare one more time, please. So it's just showing the resistance. It doesn't show any inductance value or whatever. So you are at the mercy of the what the component tester tells you. So you have no control. And I'm not saying the resistance value is incorrect. It's correct, but if you want something else, some other information from the device or the component under test, you won't get it with this kind of measuring device. So that's why I after knowing the shortcomings of the of this kind of thing, I know there are some out there that measure that has the ability to display what I want, but I don't want to buy that because I have another one before this. It doesn't do the measurement that I want. So yeah, the this thing lets you force in at this button, lets you be in control. So you can just like one more time, might as well we measure this so that we have something different to see. And oh, it's been 18 minutes of me ranting, so I hope you don't mind. And let's refocus the thing. So yeah, we are in, I think this is the coil tab. Okay, let's go full humbucker. I think it's the white wire. Never mind, let's just measure one of the wire, whatever works now. We don't want to waste any more time. So it's 8.3K. So I can force the unit to measure just resistance, and I can move it around to inductance. I can know the value of the inductance and some other things on top here, which is, yeah, value for the money actually. And I just want to play with the capacitance. Who knows, this thing got capacitance? Yeah, it has some capacitance. So, and those kind of thing pops out also. Yeah, very good. So yeah, it's sometimes you need some manual measuring device in order to know more, because this kind of thing are, not to say they are bad, they're quite good actually. You can pretty much measure all electronic component, but in some point in life or my life, I need something that available for me to like know more about it. Yeah, we go to the yeah. So yeah, the resistance value, if you remember earlier, is quite different. Also, I'm not sure which one of these should I trust. So my multimeter, I think, showing around this figure. So this has some correction issues, and yeah, 4.4. Earlier was 3,900 something 80 ohms, 3.9K. So yeah, that kind of thing. And I think it's already 20 minutes. People is going to be fed up with this video. Thank you very much for watching. I hope I didn't left out anything aside from the thorough explanation of the thing itself. And as always, have a nice day, and bye bye.